Nobody woke up today thinking the most important conversation about the Chicago Bears offense would be about the one guy everybody had circled as untouchable. But that's exactly where we are. And if we're going to be honest about this team's future, we have to talk about it. This is Bears News Fan Report. I'm here with you like always, one of you, talking ball the way real Bears fans do. No fake screaming, no forced drama, no lazy narratives, just straight, detailed, respectful breakdown of what's actually happening inside this roster build. And right now, like it or not, there is a real football argument forming around DJ Moore and whether it still makes sense to carry his contract, his role, and his value in the exact same way as this offense changes shape around him. I'm going to walk you through why this topic exists in serious discussions, what it says about Ben Johnson's system, how Moore's deal hits the cap over the next few years, how the emergence of other weapons shifts the math, what his trade market could look like, and why you and I, as fans, need to think about this not as disrespect to a star, but as a test of whether the Bears are finally willing to make cold, calculated moves for the good of the whole roster instead of clinging to names just because they feel safe. Stay with me until the end because the point is not trade DJ tomorrow, and it's not he can never leave. The point is understanding what a real contender would do in this exact situation. When I look at this team right now, I see something we begged for over years: structure, intention, alignment. There is a young franchise quarterback to protect and develop. There is real investment in the offensive line. There are two tight ends who can stay on the field together and give you flexibility in both the run and pass game. There are young wideouts like Rome Odunze and others who can handle volume, win in different areas of the field, and grow on rookie deals. There is a defense with paid pieces already in place. All of that only works if your cap is managed like a contender's cap, not like a team throwing money at every shiny piece. And that's where Moore becomes the most delicate piece on the board. The Bears didn't just inherit him, they committed to him on a massive multi-year extension with guarantees that screen cornerstone. On tape, he's earned that respect. Reliable hands, strong after the catch, physical through contact, real route runner, competitive, a guy who shows up on big downs. Nobody's saying is questioning his ability. The question, and this is where things get serious, is whether his role in this new offense is big enough and central enough to justify being one of the heaviest offensive cap hits on a roster that still has holes at premium positions. Under Ben Johnson, we're already seeing the outline of an offense that does not revolve around force-feeding one star. This is a scheme that loves 12 personnel, that uses two tight ends to change pictures for defenses, that mixes stacks, bunches, and motion to free different guys, that wants the quarterback working his reads and throwing to the open man. Add a high-pedigree rookie who demands touches, add designed concepts to maximize mismatches, and naturally the ball gets spread. You don't live anymore on close your eyes and throw it to Moore. That is exactly how you build something sustainable. But in a hard cap league, schematic evolution always talks to the spreadsheet. If Moore is no longer the gravitational center of the passing game, if his usage trends toward one of several strong options instead of undisputed focal point, then you have to ask whether it's responsible to keep so much money tied up there while you're still searching for that one more pass rusher, that one more cover guy, that one more layer of protection. That's why you're starting to hear his name come up nationally as a possible surprise move down the line. Not because he's washed, not because he's a problem, just the opposite, because he's good, durable, respected, and locked into a number that other teams would pay for. For a receiver like that, you're looking at legitimate day 2 draft capital in return, maybe packaged value depending on who's on the phone. For the Bears, that's not a fling. That's ammo you can flip into real help on the edge, into competition at spots that decide playoff games, into protecting your young quarterback with even more stability up front, into keeping your core flexible instead of jammed against the ceiling. And when you lay that next to a contract that climbs into massive cap hits per season with guarantees on the books for a franchise that is clearly trying to avoid repeating old mistakes, you understand why this isn't just talk radio noise. It's a strategic pressure point the team has to evaluate with clear eyes. From the Chicago side, I see two real options. One, you say, he's our guy, and you mean it. You feature him. You move him inside and outside. You give him volume on money downs. You let him be the veteran security blanket while the younger guys grow around him. If you're going to keep the full weight of that extension, then you commit to maximizing it on Sundays because nothing is worse than paying superstar money for complimentary usage. Two, You accept what the tape and the plan might start to say if the offense keeps spreading the ball around, that you are on your way to an attack where no single receiver justifies that proportion of your resources, and you explore a move before the entire league realizes you're not using him like a true financial centerpiece. That's the uncomfortable, grown-up lane that real contenders live in, selling high on a good player because your system and your cap math demand it, not because social media yelled loud enough. There's also the locker room factor, and I'm not ignoring that for a second. DJ Moore is respected. He came into a messy situation, produced, carried his share, never hid. You do not casually float a player like that without risking trust. So if the Bears ever choose to go down that road, it cannot look like panic or chaos. It has to look like conviction. We believe in this offense, we believe in this quarterback, and this move gives us 3 ways to get better instead of 1. That's the only way a decision like that lands right inside the building and with a fan base that's been through enough bad plans. And if they decide the opposite, if they plant the flag on Moore as a non-negotiable piece, that also sends a message. We're backing our quarterback with a proven target, and we're willing to live with the cost because we believe the connection and the impact are worth it. Right now, my honest position is simple. The idea of DJ Moore out of the Bears is on the board as a logical scenario, not as a breaking headline. It depends on what this offense becomes over the rest of the season and the next. If Ben Johnson leans into Moore and he's clearly central, then the contract lines up and the conversation dies there. If instead we keep seeing the ball spread around, tight ends featured, young receivers ascending, and Moore quietly drifting from centerpiece to expensive complement, then yeah, at some point it becomes fair and smart to ask if flipping him for picks and flexibility might be exactly how you close the gap between promising and truly dangerous. This is not panic. This is what it looks like when a franchise finally starts asking itself hard questions before the league forces them. And this is where I want you directly involved, because this channel exists to treat you like part of the football brain of this fan base, not just someone chasing thumbnails. Looking at how the Bears are evolving, at Moore's deal, at the rise of the new weapons and the needs that are still obvious on defense and in the trenches, what would you do? Would you keep DJ Moore locked in as a foundational piece no matter what and demand he be used like it? Or would you be open to a serious, well-constructed trade if it meant multiple starters and a cleaner long-term cap for this roster? Let me know in the comments, with real thought, like somebody who wants this team winning in January and not just winning a news cycle. To wrap it up straight, this whole conversation isn't about tearing down DJ Moore. It's about whether the Bears are finally ready to align scheme, salary, and identity like a grown franchise. Whatever they decide has to match the standard they say they're building. Smart, physical, intentional, no more half measures. If they keep him, make it count. If they move him, make it count even more. And if you want to keep following every real development, every rumor that actually matters, and every tough decision this team faces with clear, detailed analysis from someone who bleeds navy and orange right along with you, make sure you're subscribed to Bears News Fan Report, turn on those notifications, drop your like, share this with that friend who still thinks roster building is just keep everybody, and stay close, because when this front office finally makes its call on DJ Moore and on the core of this offense, you're going to understand exactly why. Here, first.